In my previous video, I demonstrated how we can do an oil change on Audi A4. It's a B8 8.5. So 2013 is considered a B8.5, which is little bit more reliable than the B8 version. Uh, they have the 2.0 T EA 888 engine code, and a lot of comments I keep getting are, how many owners on this vehicle? Well, I'm the first owner, so it's the only owner of the vehicle so far. I purchased this after I got into what I thought was a decent paying
Hi,
job.
would you like to join this meeting now?
Oh, no.
Okay, when you want to join the meeting, just say, okay, WebEx, join the meeting.
Sorry about that. So I used to drive 20, not a 20, what am I saying? A 1999 Honda Civic, a very basic, not even had a stereo on it. I put a aftermarket stereo at Best Buy for about $50, and that was the car before, and I made the decision to buy the 2013 model in the year 2012, which was a two which was a B 8.5 refresh, but it had a lot of uh, significant updates, corrections from the previous release. The other question I get was how many miles when I did this oil change was. So the vehicle has 112,000 miles, a little bit over that. So I've been doing most of the service myself. So the last one I did, or the first one I did was around 120. Sorry, was around 25,000 miles mark. Previous to that, it was dealer serviced. To go through some of the history of services, what I had to face apart from the regular oil changes. The vehicle had a one of the injector fail on me at around 23,000 mark, and Audi replaced that at no cost to me. Other than that, um, there has really been not much significant issue for me. I've done most of the maintenance myself since I took over at 25,000 mark. I did I did the coil pack and the spark plug change at 35,000. The spark plugs are every 35,000 mark. Did that 3 times at 70,000 and 105,000. Um, I put in the red R8, I guess, R8 ignition coils at 35 or 45,000 miles, and I did that again at around 90,000 miles. So the spark plugs and ignition coils have been kept up. I don't really see a need for doing ignition coils that often, but um, getting into Audi, like being on websites like Audi World and Audi Zine, a lot of people they stress on having this perfect service record. So maybe I got lured into it, so ended up um, doing the ignition coils 2 times so far. But I think probably that can be avoided. The other big change or big service I would think was around 105,000 mark, when I the vehicle was kind of jerking and hesitating, and I didn't get stranded on the road, but the vehicle has never left me stranded on the road. um, but it was in a limp mode, I guess. So, looking through the forums, it pointed to the high pressure fuel pump. I found out the OEM maker. In this case, it's the Hitachi. So I got it at around $250. I put it in myself, and the PCV valve, um, that's about $70. That's again the OEM maker. I think it's by Hengst. I can put the links for these parts in the description below. Compared to if I had took it to the dealership, that would have easily run me a four-figure number, even a independent shop. So I was able to do that. I don't know which one exactly failed, but since I was doing these services myself, I thought it's a good insurance to just change the part. These two are some of the commonly failing parts on this vehicle, it's said on internet. So I thought, let me just go ahead and swap this out. So not a lot of money spent there. I did go ahead and change the fuel pump as well, the low pressure fuel pump. That was probably not required. Maybe it was just a clogged filter situation, but I did change the whole fuel pump. So that's the service history. And as far as the ownership of the vehicle, like, it's been owned in California and in Tennessee. Those are the rust-free states. I live in the southern part of Tennessee, so no rust issues. And any potential traps to watch out for in the future? One thing that I commonly get mentioned on internet is the turbo. It's considered to be a weak point, although I read that as long as you maintain your oil history, the turbo should last a while. And the other thing I'm worried about is the rear main seal. VW Audi, they have a very lackluster history with the rear main seal going off. The part is very cheap to do the service, but accessing is the main difficult part. Hopefully I don't ever have to do that. People keep bringing up timing chain issues. That is a concern as well, but I've been monitoring using my OBD11 tool. So I'm currently at 2.4 degrees on the cam. There's a way you can check those on your OBD tool. You need to have a good tool like OBD11 or something. So I've been monitoring it. So far it's well within the phase angle, or however that measures it. So I'm not worried about it. So given all this, what I suggest is everybody should be doing their own basic maintenance, at least learn to do an oil change on your own vehicle. If it's an ICE vehicle, get a pair of jack stands, a wrench, and a oil filter tool, removal tool, and you should be set. That way you can trust your job, you can learn, you can grow with the vehicle. It's a different feeling driving the older vehicle, keeping it alive, keeping it up to date, knowing that it's gonna not leave you stranded on your way to work. So that's a nice feeling to have. So everybody learn to do an oil change, at least yourself. That's it for this video.